the still waters are very much frozen solid at the moment, so no problem, just do some flowing water fishing. And today I'm actually on a small brook. It's about 600 meters from the spring, so very shallow, but like all waterways, there will be deeper sections. I've had a look. There are some undercut banks, relatively speaking, of course. There's branches and stuff like that in the water, and they will all be possible holders as far as my target species is concerned. Three-spine stickleback. Well, that was incredibly exciting because I had a fish on. It was about half an inch, lifted the bait from the water, it came off, but that has encouraged me and inspired me greatly. I will be back with a fish, I'm sure of that now. Yes, I can't tell you how happy that tiny little fish makes me. I run through the tackle, etc. in the blog post, but the maggot, I dropped it into an area where I can't actually see the bottom. As I said earlier, there are some deeper, relatively speaking, sections, plus the water has a certain tinge to it as well. But I kept an eye on the line, fairly tight to the small shot, so no fish was going to swallow the bait without me knowing about it. That's true in terms of fish welfare, whether you're after sticklebacks or carp, it's all about looking after the fish. But then I saw that the line started to move. I knew that I got a fish on, and there you go. I'm a happy camper. And when I say the line moves, that's the tiny amount of slack that I've got between the rod tip and the bait. Very, very minimal amount. But also the rod tip starts to twitch as well. It's all about being fine, isn't it, in terms of your fishing and your approach. And if you do that, you use the balanced tackle, even if they're tiny sticklebacks, well, you'll still get a good bite indication. And by the way, I've just had another tiny one come off. It's a good sign that there are tiny fish in here, because that means there are bigger ones that have produced them. I've located a pocket of fish. I'm getting a bite every cast. The smaller ones are coming off as I lift them from the water. But the bigger ones, well, they're making their way onto the bank. Let's get some live commentary, shall we? As I catch a fish. I've just dropped the bait in. You don't need to flick it at all because it's such a shallow brook. I'm down low on the bank. It's very cold, but that's okay. -3 in the car when I set off. It was -6 overnight. I spent a considerable amount of time scraping ice from the windshield. Well, actually, I did put a blanket on, so that helped, but then the other windows needed to be done. I just lifted the bait back up and dropped it in. You find that with sticklebacks, that they like movement. And when you've got a pocket of them, like I said, a holding area, then they will become quite competitive and they will come out from their cover, descend on the bait, and that's when they start to attack it. I haven't got any little plucks on that occasion though. Let's just drop it a little bit further down. Sometimes even a few inches can make a difference in terms of where you place the bait. And once you've had a few fish from an area, it can go off the boil. That's true with any type of angling, isn't it? And I've been doing well from here so far. In about 20 minutes, as I said, every single drop in, I've had some sort of activity letting me know there's a fish out there. I've lost count of the fish that I've caught. I'm not showing everyone, but I had that one because you can see there, very timely, it let go of the maggot. It wasn't actually hooked in the conventional way, but You lift them from the water quickly enough and you'll get them on the bank. Some of them are being hooked though.